students, teachers, parents, and other viewers. I am Angelene Buaga and I am back again for another teaching and learning video in teaching physical education and health in elementary grades about the suggested games and activities for different grade levels. For this day, we will learn one suggested game in grade 5 level which is very known as the Batuhang-Bola that is very common among children. But before we discuss the rules and mechanics on how to play this game, let us first know the guidelines, policies, and procedures that provide safe and secure learning environment in facilitating this game in grade 5 level. First one is stretching. Before an activity, we need to stretch our muscles to avoid injuries. Number 2, attire. We must wear our proper attire comfortable enough so we can move freely at ease. Third one is the equipment. Equipment must be checked if they are free from wear and they are still safe to use. For this activity, the only material we needed is a ball. Any kind of ball that is available, but make sure that it is not as hard as a stone. Fourth one is the weather. Weather conditions must be checked if it could affect the activity. If it's rainy, better do it indoors. And if it's too shiny, we must put anti-ultraviolet lotion on our skin or insect repellent lotion. Lastly, fifth one is the health conditions. As teachers, we must secure medical clearance from the doctors of our students, or we should be aware on the health conditions of each of our pupils before letting them join the said game. And those are the policies, guidelines, and procedures that provide safe and secure learning environment in facilitating the game Batuhang-Bola in grade 5 level. Because we will now discuss the rules and mechanics on how to play this kind of game. Batuhang-Bola is an example of target games wherein two teams trying to hit the opposing team with a ball thrown from two sides, and a point will be granted on every hit on the opposing side. The class will be divided into two groups composed of 6 members each, 3 girls and 3 boys. So the two teams can be offensive and defensive team. When we say offensive team, it is composed of shooters and assists. Shooters are 2 team members that will throw the ball at the deflectors, and assists are 4 members of the offensive team positioned on each shooter to recover the ball thrown by the other shooter. And for defensive team, it is composed of what we call the deflectors and the substitute. Deflectors are 5 team members of the defensive team positioned in the middle of the court trying to avert getting hit by the ball thrown by the shooter. Substitute, on the other hand, is 1 team member of the defensive team ready to substitute for any team member. On this game, we need 1 referee, which is the teacher. And the only material we needed is 1 piece of throwing ball. So what are the rules of this game? First one, coin toss will decide who will be the offensive or defensive team. Second one, teams will be playing a 30-minute game with teams exchanging positions as defensive and offensive team for every 5 minutes or until a team scores 5 points. And there will be a 5 minutes halftime break. Third one, offensive team will place 1 player each on the shooter position and 2 players on assist position behind the shooter. Fourth one, shooters are only allowed to throw the ball at the deflectors behind the line of the base of the triangle, which is the designated throw area. Assists are not allowed to throw the ball at the deflectors. Fifth one, defensive team will field 5 players as the deflectors. Deflectors will try to avoid getting hit by the offensive team shooter until the 5-minute time limit expires. 6. Teams will be given 2 to 3 minute timeout each half of the game. Substitution can only be done on dead ball situations. 7. Game time will be followed strictly. Teams not on the playing court by game time will be disqualified. And lastly, number 8, teams with the most points at the end of the game wins the game. In terms of scoring points, to score, the offensive team must hit the defensive player with the ball before their 5-minute time limit expires. 1 point is awarded to every defensive player hit with the ball. If the offensive team hit all the defensive players before the 5-minute time limit, team position will exchange immediately. And that is how you play the Batuhang-Bola as an example of target game in grade 5 level. Before we end the discussion, let me remind you that as teachers, we should not always forget the guidelines, policies, and procedures that provide safe and secure learning environment as we facilitate the game to our pupils. Because the safety of our students are always our first priority. Again, I am Angelene Buaga and see you on our next teaching and learning video about suggested games and activities for different grade levels. Bye!